Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. We are back after a couple months with the Cadillac Escalade now having 6,000 miles and about 6 months of ownership under the belt to talk about the 5 things that I love about the 2023 Cadillac Escalade. And since we now know that the 2024 Cadillac Escalade is a carryover of this 2021 to 2023 Cadillac Escalade, a lot of what I'm going to share in this video is applicable to the 2024 Cadillac Escalade. And the past couple months have been exclusively news videos, but now this time of year gets a little bit lighter, so I can actually get out with a camera and film ownership experiences of vehicles that I own, which is really what I enjoyed doing on the channel. And so if you find this video helpful and you want to support a small YouTube channel, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button, leave a thumbs up button, or ask any questions about the Cadillac Escalade that you may have down in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer any questions to help you make your decision on whether the Cadillac Escalade is the right luxury vehicle for you. And so without wasting any more time, let's dive right into today's video. There is a lot to like about the Cadillac Escalade. This is the hallmark, the staple, the kind of flagship luxury vehicle that defines this marketplace. I know the German competitors have some vehicles that offer some things that are a little bit better. I know there are other US manufacturers that offer full-size luxury SUVs, but the Cadillac Escalade is truly the vehicle that has kind of carried this segment from a marketing perspective. This is the flagship full-size luxury SUV that you see in rap videos, that you see in music videos, that you see celebrities driving. And so in today's video, let's talk about the 5 things that I love about the Cadillac Escalade after having owned it for 6 months and about 6,000 miles now. So number 1 on my list of things that I love about the Cadillac Escalade is the exterior styling. I think General Motors has done a fantastic job with the exterior styling of this vehicle to make it unique, make it aggressive, make it sporty, make it look really good. And it really starts off on the front end. I think this front end grille on the sport trim is a truly good look. I think gone are the days of chrome on the front end of vehicles. And so I think the sport package in general really ties out the front end of this vehicle with the gloss black accents and just the menacing look of the vehicle. Initially, when this body style was launched, I wasn't a fan of the 2 vertical lights that are running across the front bumper, but I think this look has really grown on me. I think it's clean, it's classy, it's aggressive, but it's got the right blend. I don't know what it is, but compared to other vehicles in this segment, I really think that the Escalade hits it off. And it goes without saying that this red tint coat is a phenomenal color for the Cadillac Escalade. It's very rare, surprisingly. I had a hard time finding a vehicle on the lot with this color, but I think this exterior color with the black accents of the Onyx package really set this car off visually. And it should go as no surprise, I do get a ton of comments and compliments about this paint color. I've had people come up to me in parking lots asking me if this is a stock color, if this is a wrap, what I do to make this color look really good. I have a full video on the channel, be sure to check it out, about what the cost of PPF and ceramic coating this vehicle was, in case that's something you want to do. But the ceramic coating really makes this color pop with this exterior styling design that Cadillac has introduced in 2021. Now I will say this is the premium wheel option from Cadillac. I think it is a good wheel, but I think 22s are rather small for this vehicle, so at some point in the future, I do fully intend to upgrade to possibly 24-inch Vossens and paint the calipers just to make this vehicle pop a little bit more. But otherwise, from the factory, this is truly a phenomenal full-size luxury SUV. Number 2 on my list of things that I love about the Cadillac Escalade is the ride quality, the fit, finish, and the air ride suspension. I think of all the luxury SUVs, one of the biggest things that you want with a vehicle in this class is a quiet, comfortable ride, and the Cadillac Escalade offers that. So stepping into the Cadillac Escalade, you're greeted with power running boards if you have that as an option. And then the big thing on this vehicle is this does come with the air ride suspension. We'll let the camera kind of focus in here. You have the ability to raise the suspension a couple of inches or drop it depending on your selection of choices. And so it goes without saying that the air ride is an upgraded option that this car has, which adds to the ride quality and the comfort of this vehicle. So powering on the Cadillac Escalade, you're greeted with a really nice infotainment system. You don't have these flashing lights that the camera is picking up. That's just LEDs for the Super Cruise system. You will have a solid light that would be here if you were using Super Cruise, but we'll get to that in a later portion of the video. I think one thing that the Cadillac Escalade has that contributes to the silent ride quality of this vehicle is I've never actually seen a glass this thick where there's almost a double pane of glass. There's like two pieces of glass and then like a center piece that really do help the quiet ride quality of this vehicle. The only glass in a full-size luxury SUV that I've seen thicker than this or more sound resilient than this is the Lamborghini Urus, which is in a different class of its own. So once you actually close up the glass, it gets very silent in here. There's not a lot of road noise, there's not a lot of wind noise, and so that contributes to a very quiet and enjoyable ride quality, which is I think what you're looking for in a full-size luxury SUV. And while we're in here, let's talk about number 3 on my list of things that I love about the Cadillac Escalade. It has to be the interior dash layout. I think this interior is much better on the driver's side at least than the Grand Wagoneer or the Lincoln Navigator. Because this screen is very purpose-filled, you have a lot of functionality. You have all your trip information and HUD display settings over there. You get a bunch of different options in here that you can kind of select from over here. So you can see we have our gauge option, we can pick a map, we can pick AR camera, we can pick night vision. We have a very different range of options that we can put on the center stack. But then also you have a very full-size infotainment system in here, and I think this has come a long way since my last Cadillac Escalade, which had the Q system, which was god-awful. And a lot of that is controlled with this turn dial knob here. It's obviously touchscreen as well, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to show up here for information. But I have to say that the quality of this surround knob is really nice as well. This is a little flimsy and cheap. I kind of wish they went with this higher finished material that they use on the nav control for your volume control over here. Just to kind of make it feel like a similar quality, this just feels a little flimsy, and I'm not a huge fan of how much screen space is taken up. When you see it change the volume, it takes up almost a third of the screen space just to tell you that you changed your volume +1 or -1. And so I think Cadillac could have probably fit that maybe in the corner somewhere just to take up a little less real estate, because it does stay up there for a bit. So if you have the map up and you're trying to adjust the volume, you'll lose a lot of map space with that little volume adjustment. But besides that, phenomenal interior for the driver. The Grand Wagoneer has a screen on the passenger side that the Escalade does not provide, but I don't personally think it's a deal breaker. And so number 4 on the list of things that I love about the Cadillac Escalade is the Super Cruise. I will keep this item brief. I will do a more detailed breakdown of my experience with Super Cruise in a future video, but for the most part, really good system. It's nice to be able to put it up on the highway, especially at nights during long drives, to let the car drive for you. It's a little finicky when there's traffic, and I'll cover that in more depth in a future video, but I think Cadillac offers a really good range of autonomous driving functionality in the Cadillac Escalade that isn't offered in other vehicles or other manufacturers to this same caliber. So we can add that to the list of things that we love about the Cadillac Escalade on this channel. And so talking about number 5 on my list of things that I love about the Cadillac Escalade is the value hold. And I think the biggest thing with owning vehicles of this caliber at this price point, I've talked about my monthly payment, my interest, my insurance, the cost of ownership for this car, so definitely check out that video on the channel if you haven't already. But at the end of the day, this is a very expensive car in a very expensive marketplace, because most luxury full-size SUVs are now knocking on the price tag of 6 digits. You can option a Cadillac Escalade to 6 figures pretty easily. You can option a Lincoln Navigator or a Grand Wagoneer to 6 figures. Range Rovers in their biggest size are 6-figure cars. So everything in this segment is 6 figures. And so to have a vehicle that value holds like the Escalade has over the last couple of years is a really good factor in determining whether the Cadillac Escalade is the right vehicle for you. A lot of that comes on the basis of whether you purchase this car at the right price. If you purchase it at MSRP, I think you're in a good position. These cars, up until maybe 3-4 months ago, were selling for well over MSRP at most dealers. And now I will be the first to say that this car is coming down in price rather quickly. I will put on the screen wholesale numbers for this car. You can see from where I purchased it, about $115 MSRP. This car is now a trade-in value of about $104, which is an $11,000 hit to have owned this car for 6 months and 6,000 miles. And a lot of that has to do with the overall car market crashing. If you go back to about a year ago, you're going to see that the Cadillac Escalade, you could have driven off the lot at $115, driven it for 6 months, and you probably could have traded in for close to what you paid for it because retail was so high and interest rates were low. And when you compare that the $11,000 hit that I've taken on this car over 6 months, it is a lot of money. When you compare it to things like the Lincoln Navigator, if I had gotten a Lincoln Navigator Black Label at about $115, $116 fully loaded, that car would have a trade-in value of about $98,000 right now. And so that would have been close to an $18,000 value drop. But you can see that the Cadillac Escalade is, over the last couple of years, probably the best value holding full-size luxury SUV, which is another reason why you can love this car, because it costs a little bit less to get out of. Grand Wagoneer's obliterated. You've bought a Grand Wagoneer a year ago for $120,000. That's an $80,000, $85,000 trade-in right now, which is a lot of money to pay to own a full-size luxury SUV. Historically, this is a space that has not held value very well, but for some reason the Cadillac Escalade continues to do a good job of holding its value. If you get it at MSRP, you don't get a fully optioned spec. You pick something a little bit closer to the middle of the lineup. The cost of ownership is marginalized a little bit to make it a little bit easier to own. But yeah, that's everything that I have for today's video. 5 things that I love about the Cadillac Escalade. I think this is a phenomenal full-size luxury SUV. It does a lot of things right. But at the same time, I don't think this is meant for everybody. I will have a video in the coming weeks about the 5 things that I hate about the Cadillac Escalade, talking about all the negatives. And don't get me wrong, there is quite a long list of things to not like about the Cadillac Escalade that I will cover in a later video, so stay tuned for that. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button. Leave a big old thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm know that this video is something you like, so it recommends it to other people in the content space. And as always, until the very next video, I look forward to seeing all of you in the comment section below.